Our given is the integral of x minus 12 over x raised to 2 minus 8x minus 20 dx. Now, the first thing that we need to do is to factor this denominator. So we have the integral of x minus 12 over x and also x here. And then we need to think about two numbers that if we are going to multiply it, it will result to negative 20. And then if we are going to add it, it will result to negative 8. So let's try negative 10 and positive 2. Negative 10 times 2 is negative 20. And then negative 10 plus 2 is negative 8. And then we need to put the x here. Now, we can proceed to our partial fraction. So the first thing that we need to do is to copy the given. So we have x minus 12 over x minus 10 times x plus 2 equals to a over x minus 10, which came here, and then plus b over x plus 10, which also came here. And then the next thing that we need to do is to create an equation that will help us in finding the value for a and b. So my technique, I am going to multiply this denominator to both sides of the equation. So we have x minus 10 times x plus 2 here, and also x minus 10 times x plus 2. And then simplify, cancel the denominator here, and also cancel here. And then we have x minus 12 equals to a over x minus 10 times x minus 10 times x plus 2 plus b over x plus 2 times x minus 10 times x plus 2. And then simplify, cancel the denominator here, cancel, then cancel, cancel. So our equation is x minus 12 equals to a times x plus 2 plus b times x minus 10. Next thing that we need to do is to equate this x plus 2 to 0 in order to find the value for x, and this x will help us in finding the value for b. So let's equate to 0. So we have x plus 2 equals to 0, and then apply subtraction property of equality. So we have x plus 2 minus 2 equals to 0 minus 2, and then simplify. 2 minus 2 is 0, so we have x, then equals to negative 2. Next, we need to substitute this value of x to our equation. So we have negative 2 minus 12 equals to a times negative 2 plus 2 plus b times negative 2 minus 10. And then simplify, negative 2 minus 12 is negative 14 equals to negative 2 plus 2 is 0 plus negative 2 minus 10 is negative 12. So simplify, we have negative 14 equals to negative 12b. And then in order to find the value for b, we need to divide negative 12 to the both side of the equation. So we have negative 12 here, and also negative 12 here, and then simplify. We have cancel, and then our value for b is negative 14 over negative 12, and then simplify, divide by 2 over 2. So we have negative 7 over negative 6, and then negative divided by negative is positive, so our value for b is 7 over 6. So this is positive. So now we have the value for b. Now we need to find the value for a. So we need to equate this x minus 10 to 0. So we have x minus 10 equals to 0. And then apply addition property of equality. So we have x minus 10 plus 10 equals to 0 plus 10. And then simplify, negative 10 plus 10 is 0. So we have x. And then 0 plus 10 is 10. And then we need to substitute this value of x to our equation. So we have 10 minus 12 equals to a times 10 plus 2 plus b times 10 minus 10. And then simplify. 10 minus 12 is negative 2 equals to a. Then 10 plus 2 is 12. And then 10 minus 10 is 0. So we have plus 0. And then simplify. We have negative 2 equals to 12a. And then in order to cancel the 12 in the right side of the equation, we need to divide it both sides by 12. So we have 12 here and also 12 here. And then cancel. So our a is negative 2 over 12. And then simplify, divide by 2 over 2. So our value for a is negative 1 over 6. So since we already have the value for a and b, now we are going to substitute it in the integral of a over x minus 10 plus b over x plus 2 dx. So substitute, we have the integral of negative 1 over 6, which is the value of a, over x minus 10, then plus the value of b, which is 7 over 6, over x plus 2 dx. And then simplify, we move the constant outside, so we have negative 1 over 6 times the integral of 1 over x minus 10 plus 7 over 6 times the integral of 1 over x plus 2 dx. And then simplify, we have negative 1 over 6. Then the integral of 1 over x minus 10 is simply the natural log of the absolute value of x minus 10 plus 7 over 6. And then the integral of 1 over x plus 2 is simply the natural log of the absolute value of x plus 2, then plus c. So, through the use of integration by partial fraction, the integral of x minus 12 over x raised to 2 minus 8x minus 20 dx is simply negative 1 over 6 times the natural log of the absolute value of x minus 10 plus 7 over 6 times the natural log of the absolute value of x plus 2 plus c.